Welcome to Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. This is a full audio reading of the book released in episodes. I made this free so it's easy to follow and so you don't get distracted from the message. Enjoy.
Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. Chapter 18 Part 2. What if we're the actual aliens? As I mentioned earlier, when Adam and Eve showed up in the garden, the serpent was already there, and we know that's not metaphor. The serpent existed before mankind was created in God's image. Creation was already populated, and not just with animals. Satan was already on site, already watching, already scheming. The Bible doesn't say exactly when Satan landed on earth, but we know this. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord, and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Job 1:7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Job 2:2. This scene in Job is even richer than most people realize. Satan's not a rogue being from space. He's an angelic rebel on a leash, under God's courtroom authority. Even when pretending to be something else, he's summoned before God's throne, alongside the sons of God, the other angels presenting themselves in obedience. God's question isn't for information. It's mockery in front of the divine council, exposing Satan's predictable arrogance. Twice God asks, twice Satan answers the same way. Like, you know exactly where I am. He has no choice but to report in, and he's not happy about it. And all those other angelic beings, they're watching this interaction too. A humbling reminder that Satan isn't God's rival. He's still under divine authority, held in check, until his final judgment. Nevertheless, this is his domain. Earth is where he resides, and we, humans, image bearers of the Most High, were dropped in as foreign agents, spiritual invaders, behind enemy lines, and he hates us for it. The Bible doesn't just call him the God of this world, it calls him the Prince of the power of the air, the Spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Ephesians 2:2. So what better deception than to flip the story, make us the outsiders, make him the native. We're not God's masterpiece, he is. We're not the image bearers, we're the invasion. To sell the lie that we're being visited by higher intelligences, when in reality, the deceivers have been here the whole time. Visitors from the stars, hardly. Demons dressed as aliens, angels that rebelled with Satan, worshipped as gods, disembodied spirits, spinning sci-fi stories, selling humanity a life from the sky, the ghosts, the giants, and the hybrid agenda. Let me ask you a question nobody really wants to answer. What are demons? The Bible doesn't spell it all out in neat bullet points, but it gives serious clues. In the days of Noah, there were giants, real ones. There were giants in the earth, in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Genesis 6:4. When I first read that verse as a kid, I thought, oh wow, that's Greek mythology. Right there in the Bible, that's where the stories of Achilles, Hercules, the gods having sex with women, to create the mighty men of old, came from. And after the flood, the giants didn't just vanish, they re-emerged. A man of great stature, 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot, which was born to the giant. 2 Samuel 21:20. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight, as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers 13:33. And the Emims dwelt therein in times past, a people great, and many, and tall, as the Anakims, which also were accounted giants. Deuteronomy 2:9-11. We've seen the bones, we've heard the legends, and now we've got modern scientists trying to resurrect ancient predators, like dire wolves, using CRISPR and DNA fusion, like a Frankenstein sequel. in real time, except this time, it's not fiction. It's the merging of species. Using tools like CRISPR, synthetic biology, and AI, modern science is starting to look a lot like ancient rebellion. New tools, same deception. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1:9. Now imagine the Nephilim, giants, hybrid offspring of fallen angels, and human women, wiped out by the flood, their bodies destroyed, their spirits, homeless, not human, not angel, not welcome in heaven or on earth, awaiting judgment, roaming, deceiving, hunting for a body to call home, a doorway, a vessel, a willing host. Demons are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. At least that's the leading theory among serious Bible scholars, and it makes a whole lot more sense than most Sunday school cartoons. It explains why demons crave embodiment, why they beg not to be cast into the abyss, like they did with Jesus, Luke 8:31. And if that's true, then every time you hear someone talk about ghosts, the Hat Man, Slender Man, or even aliens, they might be bumping into something far darker. And let's be blunt, it's probably not a great idea to go ghost hunting in your search for spiritual meaning, because those entities might just bump back. And this isn't just a Judeo-Christian concept, so no, I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat here. You can find beliefs in demons across Japan, China, the Middle East, even remote islands. They know different names, same nightmare, because Satan's a liar. He's not going to walk up to you and say, "Hi, I'm Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness." No, he's going to show up looking like your dead friend, your long-lost grandmother, or some confused soul, whispering through a Ouija board, or sliding through your phone via an app you thought was harmless. This is nothing new. You can even find it in the Bible, when the witch at Endor conjured up the prophet Samuel for a failed king, and she realized real fast that it was a very bad idea. God let it happen, not to affirm witchcraft, but to let a failed king of Israel know that God's prophets are his, even when they're dead. And what about the magic? You ever wonder why Pharaoh's magicians could match Moses, miracle for miracle, when Aaron threw down his staff, and it became a serpent? The Egyptians weren't impressed. They did it too. Only one problem. Moses' snake ate theirs. It's almost like God said, "Nice trick. I will now eat your gods." That wasn't sleight of hand. That was demonic power, going head to head with divine power, and losing. So why wouldn't Satan, who's been mimicking God since the garden, play the same game again? This time it's not staffs and snakes, it's aliens and giants. He's not pulling rabbits out of hats. He's pulling angels of light out of the sky, and demons out of the shadows. The lie that's coming. Look around. Disclosure is happening. The government is teasing craft, not of this world. Whistleblowers are going public. Scientists are rebranding the conversation, and you're being groomed for contact. But the Bible already saw it coming. Whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, and signs, and lying wonders. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. The false prophet will call fire down from heaven. The Antichrist will perform miracles. And when demons show up, looking like space gods, bringing a new and improved version of the Eden story, one without sin, without judgment, and definitely without Jesus, people will fall for it hard, because they rejected the truth. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And here's the kicker. You're not being invaded. You're being seduced. You're not being visited. You're being set up. You didn't come from apes. You're not evolving into higher beings. You're a creation of the Most High God. And Satan hates you, so he's bringing in his team. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Revelation 12:9. Many people miss that line, so I highlighted it. He deceives the whole world. Everybody gets sold. Aliens, that's just the costume. Demons, that's the cast. The beast system, that's the stage. And mankind, too busy gazing at the stars to see the trap being set right at their feet. So yeah, the lie is coming, and it's not from deep space, it's another script from the same fallen angel of this world, the unseen director of deception, who you can't see any more than you can see a demon or an alien, the one who is always lurking, scheming, who knows mankind better than they know themselves. He's bringing in a whole new cast of characters for his final act before the curtain falls, and he's finished. And Jesus, he's the only truth that can cut through it.
Hey, thanks for listening. You've just heard an episode of Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. If you want to read along or dive deeper, go to wickeddarkness.com. It's also available on Kindle and in paperback on Amazon. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs it, someone who's stressed, questioning things, or sensing that something in the world just isn't right, someone who can feel that something is off. Have them listen. Subscribe to follow the full series. It's free. People keep waiting for the wicked one to arrive. What they don't understand is this: he's already here. Before I wrap this up, if you're curious what else I spend time building outside of turning my book into a podcast using the voice of an AI bot, you can check out some of my other adventures at coolcarguy.com and freaksites.com. 6 different websites that anyone can use to tell stories about their lives, interests, experiences, and ideas, including travelersfreak.com, runnerfreak.com, housingfreak.com, weaponsfreak.com, and carsfreak.com. Check them out if you're interested. Completely different world from this book, but creative online projects I built and continue working on. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hopefully you found this series worth your time and learned something of value.